Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Arifa, and in this video, I will talk about the model of language curriculum design proposed by Nation and Macalister in 2010 in their book with the same title, Language Curriculum Design. In the book, Nation and Macalister propose a figure that they call as the model of the parts of the language curriculum design process. The figure or the model basically depicts all the step-by-step process and all the things that need to be considered by a curriculum designer if they want to design a language curriculum. Now, as you can see, the model is in the form of circles. There are like the biggest circle and then the medium circle and also the smallest circles. So the circles are probably to show that this process is something that will be done, and then when it's finished, you will start from the beginning again. So without further ado, let's talk about each part in a nutshell. The first thing that needs to be considered when designing curriculum is the environment. Environment here means the situation where the course is used and how the course should be developed according to the situation. Environment here can include, for example, the time available for the course, the students' language background, their first language, their language proficiency in the beginning of the course, the available teachers, the available sources, the general society, etc. The number of factors and also the kinds of factors in the environment that should be considered in one place to the other can be really different because it really depends on the context where your course will be held. So for example, if you want to build a course, you want to create a course in a rural area, it will be so much different if you want to build a course in an urban area because the environment is really different. Like if you build a curriculum in Indonesia, it will be really different if you build a curriculum in, say, for example, Brazil. The second part of the model of curriculum design, language curriculum design, is the needs of the students. The needs of the students consist of their necessities, their lacks, and also their wants. Necessities here means what the students need to know or need to learn to function effectively. Because let's just be honest that students sometimes don't know what they need. They just know what they want and the goal that they want to reach, but they don't know how to get there, to get to that goal. So the curriculum designers are the one that must find out about it, about what the students need. And meanwhile, the lack, okay, the lack of the students here means what the students already know and what the students have not known. And lastly, the term wants here means what the students think they need and what they think they want. So this is basically a personal opinion of the students about themselves, what they need to learn or what they want to learn. There are so many tools to be used to find out all of these things, the students' necessities, likes, and wants, and it will be discussed in a different video. Okay, so next is the principles. There are principles that must be followed by curriculum designers. So in a team of designers, usually there are different beliefs. It can be different beliefs. So you have to find out the principles that you want to follow. Principles here means the theories or the past studies that have been done by scholars and have been made by experts in the nature of language and language acquisition. So even though these theories or the studies were probably done in different contexts, but there are general theories that have been drawn by many experts. And you need to decide before you design a curriculum what kind of principles that you want to hold on to. These principles can also be used to see the logic behind all the decisions that you are going to make when creating a lesson. For example, if you know the principle or the theories of what kind of learning environment that will be supportive to language acquisition, then you will tend to follow the direction of that principle. Now we come to the part that is the core of a curriculum. As you can see in the picture, that there is this one tiny circle in the middle, but it's in the core. It is placed in the center because it will affect all of the parts that will be decided in a curriculum. This part is called the goals. Goals should be made in the beginning of the process of designing curriculum because it's going to help deciding the content of the course, how you would present the course, and also how you would assess the course. So, how to make a statement of goals, because this is usually in the form of statement. So goals first, you have to have the general terms first. Um, let's say the example is that the goal of the course is that the students are able to communicate for daily conversation. Now, after you decide the general terms, you also need to also put the details of the content. So, for example, the students can communicate in for daily activities. You need to be more detailed what kind of daily activities. For example, the students are able to communicate in the form of introducing themselves, in the form of giving directions or describing things, asking the price of something, and so on and so forth. A clear goal will help all parts involved, including the teacher, to approach their teaching. A clearly stated goal is very, very important because it's going to set the boundaries. It's going to set a logical or a goal that is not too big. It's reachable. It makes sense so that it will be comfortable for the teacher, the students, and all parties involved. Okay. Another thing that is really, really important is to decide the content and sequencing. The contents can include the skills, the ideas, the strategies, and all items that the students will learn during the course. And all of these things, the items and the skills and the strategies, they have to be sequenced or organized in a way that will help effective learning. Okay, and then after you decide the content and sequencings, what the students will learn. The next thing to do is to decide the format and the presentations. How do you want the lessons to be taught? How do you want the teaching to be done? Uh, what are the layout of the lessons? What are the procedures that needs to be followed by everyone? And once again, all of this format and presentation has to be made as effective as it can be to help an effective learning. Okay, so after all the bits and pieces have been done, the next thing to do is to decide how you would monitor and also assess the run of the course. You need to know whether the course has been in the right direction towards the determined goal or not. And also, for this, you need to decide or create a tool or a way to do that. This can be done by data gathering. And there are a lot of ways to do data gathering, and also this can be done by a test. Now, after a lesson or a course, the next thing to be done is asking questions such as, is this lesson good enough? Is this course good enough? Should we continue it or should we discontinue it? If we continue it, should we revise it? And if we revise it, if we should revise it, what parts or which parts that should be revised? All of these questions can be answered by doing an evaluation. Evaluation ideally should be done regularly and should be an ongoing process. So it's a non-stop process that you will be doing after the end of each course. Well, those are 8 parts of curriculum design process proposed by Nation and Macalister. There will be more discussions, more thorough discussion of each part in different videos. I hope you learned something from this video and take some notes. And thank you for giving your most attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.